Hi, beautiful people. How are y'all doing today? So, I got on here to continue my life story and testimony. Sorry for the way this thing that looks like this on my head. I have an ice pack underneath it because I have a splitting headache. All right, so again, if you saw my video the other day, which was called The Last Narcissist I Was With, or relationship I was in, prior to that, I went on live and talked about my childhood and the narcissism abuse that I encountered then. If you want a little bit deeper into that story, you can go to my YouTube page, which is located below my bio, I think, in TikTok. And it's more deep and heartfelt because, I had to go back to those moments and remember them, and you feel the feeling. Anyway, so I met this girl when I was 19. I don't know how long it had been. I got a divorce. I've been married 3 times, y'all. I'm gonna just keep it gangster. I've been married to a man and 2 women. I was with my son's father for 3 months. The second person I was married to and in a relationship with total 8 years. And the last marriage I was in the relationship and married, total 6 years. There it is. My son's father, I married him, just a small piece of that story. He was my best friend. We had been knowing each other since we were, he went to high school, I was in middle school. And he became my best friend. He was originally my brother's best friend, though. And we and him became friends. Like, he was my boy. And of course, when you have children and you get older, y'all start beefing, baby mama, baby daddy drama, bull crap. Long story short, we ended up being, moving past that, and we have been friends for a long time, and I still have much love for him. But I honestly married him at the time because I was going to church, and that whole religion thing. Oh, you gonna go to hell if you like women. Oh, you need to marry your son's father. You need to da 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 da. God don't love you. All that bullshit. And it's bullshit. Yeah, it's bullshit. So I just wasn't. I just didn't. I just didn't like guys like that. He's a cool dude, though. That's my boy. Like I said. I don't really talk to him that much. I don't talk to nobody. I just be at my peace. I don't be wanting to deal with no issues, nothing. I just be wanting to be at peace and deal with my own stuff. I don't be having time for people's stuff. God already called me do so much already, and I be looking like I be mad at God sometimes. Okay, I ain't gonna start getting into that now because that's gonna be like a whole long video. But I do be getting mad with God and my ancestors sometimes. I be pissed off. But anyway, I just let me vent for like a hot second. God be putting a lot on me. He put a lot on me, and my ancestors put a lot on me. And it pisses me off sometimes. Anyway, I'll do a whole video on this. On my ancestors and God. I ain't scared. I'm going to say what I got to say. God know I'm going to keep it 100, but respectful to my Lord, because I love my Jesus. I love Papa. Jesus is Papa, and God is my love. That's how I refer to them both. Jesus is Papa because I am a actual descendant of Jesus. Jesus is my dad, my actual dad. And some of you probably gonna be like, this she crazy, whatever. Child, call me crazy, call me what you want. But you'll know the truth eventually. Anyway, then you call yourself crazy. All right. Anyway, um, so I was 19. My son was young. And I'm so sorry. My child had to go through all of the trauma and drama and the issues and all the relationships, the toxic relationships and narcissist relationships I experienced. I was doing the best I could. I was called to be in those situations, and I awakened when God allowed me to awaken to what He wanted me to know, So I send love and light to my child, I don't even talk to him. It is what it is. But I know in his heart, he knows that I love him so very much. So anyway, and he's grown. He got his own life. So anyway, 19. I'm gonna try not to make this one long like I did the other ones. I was 19. Met this girl. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So let me go ahead. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I grew up in Austin, Texas, from a baby till 5. Okay, so we gonna push along where I'm from and what so it can all connect. I moved to New Orleans when I was 19. I met this girl. I ain't gonna go into how I met her because it's gonna make it longer. I met this girl. She was 32, and my son was about 3 years old at the time. And I should have known when I met her. She was already trying to control me. I had like this dominant essence about me, which is just a part of who I am. Part feminine, part dominant, and I love me. I love embracing both sides of me, both of it. I love being a woman, and I love being dominant. And I love being feminine. I love everything that I am. So she was like, take your hands out your pants. Because she was a stud. She was an old school stud, too. And I'm just like, okay. And I was young. People say I looked like Toni Braxton back then. I could see it because my hair cut and stuff, and I was smaller. But anyway, ended up moving in with her, taking on the responsibility of her ex-girlfriend's child, which they had in the gay life. They had a baby in the gay life, and her ex was on crack. And I ended up raising him from literally a baby. He had asthma. My son ended up having asthma, so I was bringing them to the doctor, literally like from, I want to say he was 6 months or 6 weeks. 6 months. 6 months. I don't think he was 6 months because he was so tiny. I want to say either 6 weeks or 6 months. It's been so long ago. To 6 years old. And he started calling me mama. I never told that baby to call me mama. And his original mama, his biological mama, heard that. But like I say, I was taking care of him. Like even the girl, I'm gonna call her the stud. That way so you know the difference. The old school stud that I was with, she would go to work and I would literally take care of the child. I felt like I had 2 kids, and I did, and I was okay with that because I loved him. I love both of my children. And I still have love for him. I don't know what he at or what he doing, but anyway, I'm not. Keep your focus, just tunnel vision. That relationship was the first relationship that I could look back at, and now that I'm aware of what even narcissism is, or what narcissistic disorder, personality is, and all of that, and what it looks like, and all of that, and I can say that was the first narcissistic relationship with a person in a relationship that I experienced. And when I first moved with her, she was sweet to me, and she would buy me stuff, and I was just like, oh, we rich, because I was so green and naive and innocent. Like New Orleans houses, they have like these really tall ceilings. And so when you walk in them, it just seems so big, to me. So I was just like, wow, we rich. And so I told her that, and she was like, no, we're not rich. So long story short, as long as I was dressing somewhat feminine and conforming to her ways, she was okay with that. As long as I didn't show my dominance, my masculinity. And at that time, I was still trying to like figure out the whole terminologies for the gay world. I was like, what am I? Just trying to figure out everything. Like I told y'all in a previous video, I learned everything from experience. Literally, like everything. So anyway, was in a relationship with her. Didn't know that. First, I didn't know she was a big time drug dealer, and she was selling drugs for the Cubans. Didn't know that at first until she told me at some point. She started cheating on me. Like, she would push me away. Like, I didn't have no friends. I didn't have nobody there. I just knew her. And so she'll be like, won't you go make friends? Won't you get out my face? And, won't you go do this? Leave me alone. And, I was just like, well, damn, like, this how you treat me? I'm, because I want to go with you to the club, or I want to meet your friends and hang out with your friends and go to the second lines and stuff like that. Now you pushing me away. So eventually she kept doing that. And I had this feeling that she was cheating on me. I really did know she was cheating on me. I did. And she kept pushing me. So I, like, fine. So I started going to the club. And I met this girl. This girl she just, the swag that she put on me. She was feminine. The way she approached me with that swag and pushed me up on the wall, I was like, whoa, Back then I was young, so I was that was all cute and hot to me. I wasn't, I was connected and loving God, but not like this. Like, I didn't know about, the deepness of spirituality. I didn't know all of that. I just was like, I love God. God loved me. Boom. I didn't see anything wrong with some girl pushing me up on a wall, and I was going to do her at some point, being 100%. Long story short, me and the girl did the do at some point. I did tell my ex at the time, and she was just like, don't tell me, and I was like, oh shit. So I took it back, but I was trying to like be 100% honest with her, because she basically pushed me out there. She literally out of her mouth said, I don't care if you go fuck somebody. Okay, you don't? Oh. You literally just gave me permission, then that just to validate the fact that you was already cheating on me. So anyway, long story short, she was so verbally abusive. She would be so verbally abusive, and like, me and my son was so close. It just seemed like she hated that. She would say things to me, the fact that I'm taking care of her whole child, that, her and her ex was not taken care of, the support of her parent. She would say stuff like, you just taking care of him just because of me, huh? And I'm just like, I don't know about y'all, if y'all, have stepkids or anything like that, or took on somebody's, responsibility, took on a child, but you can't fake when you love a child. Like, you just can't. You just can't. If you don't like a child or love a child, it's genuine, it's gonna show. And I'm 100% sure that child's not gonna be calling you mama. That child's gonna be trying to get away from you if you're mistreating that child. So I was just like, this and let me say this, even though, like, I'm not into the signs, like, I'm into the signs in the sense I understand them, but I'm not into the zodiac signs, because in the sense of, when people know that I'm a Gemini, they automatically put me in some type of category. I'm nothing like most of Geminis. Like, I'm just not. I've met other Geminis. I'm just not like them. I'm totally a different breed of a Gemini. I am not like them. People want to call Gemini's crazy and all that, whatever. That's your experience with that person. I am an individual person. Get to know me, boom, that's it. Don't stamp me and brand me with no Gemini and try to put me in a category with all the Geminis. Because some Geminis, no thank you. Anyway, I don't even know why I said that because I kind of got off track. Oh, I know why. Because most of my relationships, all Leos. I'm like, Lord, why? And I'm not trying to talk about any of y'all Leos. I'm not trying to put all of y'all in the category. But every Leo that I've met, it aligned with the same type of behavior, the same type of stuff. Anyway, so this person was verbally abusive to me, put me down, dogged me. Treated me like crap. And then that's when I became an investigator. I learned how to be an investigator. That's why I can connect a lot of stuff in my reality that God gave me, because child was cheated on so much and misused and mistreated. I started learning how to find the answers before I even became spiritually inclined. I was like, no, I'm going to find the answer. I need to know the truth. I'm going to find the truth. I'm going to make sure I find the truth so I can know that what I'm thinking and feeling is right. And I always found the truth. Long story short, let me tell you, this woman taught me, I ain't gonna lie, I learned how to survive in New Orleans because I ain't have no other choice. She could stop telling people that you from Baton Rouge, big country, people gonna take advantage of da. And the people were like that. If you were kind and sweet, you was a target. They feel like they can get over on you, do whatever. And so I had to learn a lot of stuff that I just did not want to. I didn't want to learn it because I didn't want to be that. But I had to because it was the environment there. I had to learn about drugs. I had to learn about crack and, heroin and all of that stuff. I had to learn a lot of stuff. But I'm not getting off into all of that. I'm just trying to focus on this narcissistic, my first relationship that I was in, that was a person that was narcissistic. And she would drive her cab because she was a cab driver, and every time I would catch her in a lie, when I tell you, I don't even know who worse, the last one or her, because she had me literally checking into a mental hospital. Like, I would find stuff that somebody wrote her and then question her about it. And she would be like, no, that ain't mine, such and such. Or let's talk about the time that she said her cell phone had broke. Now, with you a cab driver, how your cell phone broke? You ain't got no cell phone. So I got my car and I was following her. She didn't know it. I was following her. She had a whole cell phone. She on the phone with the whole girl. I walked up to her car. I was like, oh, I thought you didn't have a cell phone. Now, this was back in my crazy days, so I don't give a fuck now. And she like, you tripping. I don't have no cell phone. Yeah, I'm gonna call you back. I don't have no cell phone. You okay? Put the cell phone down. You okay? I don't have no cell phone. Well, what the hell is that? You tripping. You seeing stuff. That's how bad it was. I'm serious. Like, it was that bad. And because I was so adamant about not having mental health issues, because of when I was growing up, my mom had mental health issues, which in that live, I explained it. I learned that my family was doing black magic, XYZ, causing stuff in her life and my life. Okay, moving past that. But I didn't know that at the time. So I was only going by what was in reality. Everybody say, oh, you act like you have a mental health issue. You this, you that, you bipolar, you schizophrenic, you whatever, which, anyway. So I'm going home thinking I done lost my mind. I'm accusing her of things she ain't doing, like straight tripping, like I was constantly catching her shit. She would always like manipulate my mind, make me think I'm tripping, and I got mental health issues. I'm not looking at what I'm looking at. I started cutting myself. I started cutting myself on the stomach. And the first time I did, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, it felt relief. So it was weird because I'm, like, I'm fascinated and intrigued by a lot of stuff because I had to learn everything. So I be want to know why, and what's that, and how does that feel. Even though I'm up here mutilating my body, in that moment, I was like, why did it release, why did it release the pain? Why did it feel so much better, to cut my flesh? People, don't do that shit. So I'm telling my story. I want y'all to go start doing some shit. Don't do that shit. That's not self-love, okay? This is where I was then. This is my mental health. This is where I was with me not being aware, me not knowing things, me not knowing about people attacking you. Black magic, don't do that. Love yourself better than that, please. I'm telling you my story so you can overcome these things, not do these things, okay? So, cutting myself, all of that. She was constantly doing the most, lying, being out all night, just not answering her phone. I mean, it was just the most, and just mistreating me. And so I just really thought I was gone crazy. And so eventually she broke up with me. She broke up with me and she was like, she didn't want to be with me no more and stuff like that. And I was so hurt. I was so hurt. So I didn't want to go back to my mama house. So I was like, I became a big girl. I put on my big girl panties. Okay. And honey, I got me a place. Why this bitch come to my place? Now you done broke up with me. You got your own place. You being a hoe. And why are you coming and intervening in my life trying to check and see who the hell at my house and worrying about me? That's a narcissist for your ass. I don't want you. I want to mistreat you. I want to go fuck over you and fuck other people, but I don't want nobody else to have you. Yeah, I don't want to be with you, but I don't want you being with nobody else. The fuck? Nigga, please. Excuse me for my language. But anyway, but not really, excuse me, because honestly, I cuss. Cussing is therapeutic for me. Like, I probably won't ever stop cussing. I already talked to the Lord about it and asked God, like, is it the issue? He told me no, as long as I don't cuss him out, because I did one time and he got my you-know-what together. I ain't never did it again because I was mad and I cussed him. I was like, and I thought I was going to get away with it. He was just going to like, okay, I understand you was going through and I put you through, and that's why, he got me right together, but he does not have a problem with me cussing. In particular, cussing, like saying cuss words. But he don't want me out here calling people, bitchs and things, which was one of my favorite words. Anyway, moved out. She wouldn't leave me alone. Okay. Living there, left there, moved somewhere else. She sends her other child, which was her best friend's, it was a guy, her best friend's child, who she was the godmother of, who she supposedly had raised since he was younger. Sent him to my house talking about he ain't had nowhere to stay. I'm like, I just feel like it was a trickery of her. It was something had to do with her. So I let him stay because I cared about him and I didn't want to see him on the damn street, which I'm like, now I look at it, your mama, your godmother have a whole house. You ain't gonna be on no street. Why you over here by me? So he started calling me Nay, because like I would spend time with him. At the time he was 18 years old. So he was staying over there. Then all of a sudden, all of her friends, even the ones that was living up in there with us who was on drugs, they ended up merging to my place. Swear to God. I just could not get away from this damn woman. Merge into my place, And I'm like, so I took them in because I cared. I cared about them. I didn't want to see them on the street no matter. I understood the drug life in the sense of, I understood drugs, I understood people being addicted to drugs. I understood it, and I understood pain, and I understood hurt, and I understood it. So There was no judgment with me with that. I just didn't want them to do that shit around my child. That was my main thing, you know. Whole nother story. Long story short, she come over there trying to rule some shit, trying to tell me about my household, trying to ask me who I got up in there and all of that. So I met this girl. Girl came and got me one time, and my ex was there, and the girl was acting so crazy. I was like, let me just go. She's like, if you don't come out there, I'm gonna come in there and beat you know what butt. Now she was feminine. She was completely feminine. She was crazy. So I ended up getting in the car with her, driving back to her house. She was driving so fast. She was a sports car. She was driving so fast. I was like, can you slow down? So she thought that was fun, so she went even faster and started doing the, you know, I'm like, why do I attract people? My God, that's the most. Jesus, why? Am I the most? So I need to stop being the most if that's what I'm attracting the most. Because I just didn't see that about myself with some of these people that I meet, because I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have got somebody in the car and did all that, because I don't try to play with people's life like that. But, you know, hey, teach us their own, whatever. Stop messing with this girl, because found out she was messing with a man, and she was saying things like, I ain't gonna even say it. I'm not gonna say what she said to me. It's anyway, back to the nurse's relationship. Mother's Day comes, so she comes over there, and she has balloons and gifts and a card and all of this, and telling me Happy Mother's Day, and she loved me, and da and this and that. And at the time, I didn't have a card anymore because she blew it up. For real. And I'll get to that part. She literally, she blew it up. Literally. I didn't have a car, so I needed to go somewhere. So I was like, I need to go somewhere. And she's like, all right, you can use my cab, but you know, don't do what you used to do. Go trying to go searching for nothing and all that. Ain't nobody doing nothing. This and this and that, blah, 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 blah. And in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm not. Like, I was like, oh, I'm healed. Like, I'm not. Because, you know, of course, she had already brainwashed me to think that I was 100% crazy. And so I was like, I'm going to cut that out. Because I'm crazy, right? This is what she had me thinking. I drive and go somewhere, something said, and I'm going to say, nah, it's my intuition. It was God. Say, open the back trunk. Open the back trunk. This fool, she got like 3 sets of balloons wrapped with teddy bears in a card. Each one of the cards had a different woman's name on it. Each one of them had a letter to each one of the women. One of them was like, I love you and my kids, because the girl had kids. I mean, it was like something that you watch on a movie. Gave us all the same cards and the same color balloons and teddy bears. Yep. But I was crazy, remember? I was crazy. She wasn't cheating on me, remember? She didn't have a phone, and I didn't find letters, and I didn't remember. I was crazy. So, yeah. Found that out. Come back to my house and go off. She looks at me and said, I told you not to go looking for stuff. See, you hurt yourself. Okay, so you came back in my life, at my house, to get back with me. And it's the bull S shit that you're saying to me right now? Really? Okay. Yeah. So that was that part. Then, of course, she kept on doing stuff. She just kept doing stuff. Like, she would come to my house, and she called a whole woman on my phone. And at the time, they had that. What was it? It was Star... Damn, I don't remember what it was. That where you can hit those numbers and listen, or hit those numbers back and hear the number that was called. I can't remember. It was so back in the day. Y'all old school people, y'all know what I'm talking about. Star 64. I don't remember. So anyway, I called it back after she left, and I heard the girl say hello. So I hung up the phone. At the time I called, what was it, 411, and I was like, can you tell me what's the address to this phone? I got in my vehicle, found it was in the Lower Ninth Ward. If anybody know about the Lower Ninth Ward, it's a bad area. So anyway, went out there, found the place, but I was a little confused because it had the same address, but it had door A and door B. So I'm passing around because I'm like, I know I'm gonna catch her. I know I'm gonna catch her. Now at this time, she was back in my life trying to rule my life, want to be with me. After she had broken up with me, now she broke up now and moved 2 places for her to leave me alone, sending people over there. Now I'm trying to move on my life. This is the same person who said I'm crazy, all this out of caught red-handed. I'm rolling around there. Don't see nothing. Don't see her car, her cab. Boom. As I was about to go back over the bridge, I see that damn cab going down that street. Hunty. When I say I turned around, and she must have saw me, and she stopped in the middle of the street. And I said, I'm going to show you where you're going. I'm going to show you. I was crazy then. Like, I was feisty then. I'm going to show you where you're going. I'm going to show you where you're going. Come on, now. And she's like, what are you talking about my work? No, I'm going to show you where you're going. I'm going to show you where you're going. So, pulled up in front of there. And so I knocked on A, and it wasn't it. And I was just about to like give up, and something said, got to be God. Or it was the devil wanted me to like be about that life at that time. It was something. Intuition. Say, no, go down there and knock on that other door. That door was open with the screen was, they had a screen door, but the actual door was open. And then I was like, no, come here, because she had been verbally abused me, and I'm not going to excuse my behavior for putting my hands on her because I was wrong. I was emotional. I wasn't in control of my emotions. My heart was all over the place. I was young, and that's not an excuse, but I'm just telling you where my mindset was then. And I was like, say your name, because the girl was like, who is it? And then she didn't want to say nothing. And I was like, say your name. And she's like, I was just about to say her name. She said her name. And the girl's like, I'm coming. I was like, I knew it. And I think I got so much victory in like, bitch, you an investigator, bitch, you own it. You did that. I was just like, just to be like, bitch, you a liar. Bitch, I knew you was, messing with my mental. Like everything is coming to, like to the reality, like all this stuff that I've been, put through with you. Everything is, the truth is coming out. Finally the truth, because this hoe wasn't going to say the truth. And so, girl come to the door. All dressed up, and she was a pretty attractive girl, which later on, anyway, she was getting messed over too. She wanted to get with me. But that's a whole nother story. I ain't about to get to that. So, she was a nice looking girl. And I could see out the peripheral that my ex was like, like telling her like she don't know her. And then I was like asking the girl, do you know her? And she was standing there quiet. I was like, do you know her? And I'm already seeing my ex do that behind my back. And then her mama, the girl mama, came to the door, and then she said, what's going on out here? And I said, this person, I ain't gonna say her name, is, my girlfriend. I was like, and at the time she was, because like I said, she got back with me after she broke up with me and tried to control my life. And I was like, do you know her? Do you know her? And then the mama got quiet. I'm just like, can somebody be honest? Like, I'm already noticed it's the truth, but I just need y'all to say somebody could be honest. And I was like, ma'am, before I left, I said, ma'am, all I'm asking you, if I was your child and this situation was going on, would you want somebody to tell your child the truth? And that woman said her name. She said, that person's name, go ahead on with that. Like, let me know. Yeah, we know her. That's, you right. Child, I lost my mind. I ain't gonna lie. I started fighting her outside. I did. You know, I was just so overwhelmed all this time. You started me cutting myself. You started me, you know, going to, to the doctor. Like I was on medication, thinking I'm crazy, feeling suicidal, all kind of stuff. And this whole time you were lying to me. And you didn't even care that I was cutting myself. You didn't care that you was creating all of this. What kind of person does that? That's what I'm saying. This world's so evil. This world is so evil. And God be wanting me to continue to have a heart that is full of love for even people who are in darkness and who do evil stuff towards me. But sometimes I fight that battle because sometimes I'll be like, Lord, fuck these motherfuckers. I'm not going to lie. I'll be like, fuck them. Take the whole fucking world down and get all the good people and the innocent people who want to do right and who don't want to hurt people and burn this bitch down with all these negative ass evil motherfuckers. Let them go to they part of you, the devil. Let them go. Let them go there. Like, I'll be feeling that way. I'll be like, these motherfuckers don't want to do right. They don't want to do right. They don't want to take themselves out, but they want to take other people out who ain't even messing with them. That's a whole nother story at a moment. But no, I have to keep loving my heart. Anyway, so that happened. And she still just would not leave me alone. So I started going around there, my crazy ass at the time, going around there, passing in front of these people's house. I wasn't doing nothing, but just would like look. And so they would see me. So she came to me and was like, yeah, her mom said that you be passing around and stop doing it. Her sisters, and because the girl had 7 sisters, said they were going to, basically jump me. First of all, I thought that was weak. I'm being honest. I thought that y'all, it takes 7 girls to take me out. Wow. That's how I felt. Like, it takes 7 sisters to take me out. One of y'all can't take me. That was weak to me. I was like, that's some weak ass shit. But anyway, so I said, oh, okay, for real? Oh, they gonna jump me? I was like, first of all, I ain't doing them. I'm just passing around the house. I was being petty, young, dumb, stupid, petty, and I was like, I ain't did them nothing. I just passed around there. So I was like, they said they gonna beat me up. What they gonna do? Tell them I'm gonna be in a gay club on this day at this time. And I literally went. I was going through a lot. I went and bought me a gun, and I was ready. And I even texted. I said, tell them I'm at the club. Bring her 7 sisters and come with this. I was just like, cuckoo. I was just mad. I was all kind of emotions. And I went and I was, dressed feminine, because again, Miss Thing was controlling my life, telling me what to do, how to dress, because she did not want anyone to, oh my God, for anyone to think that she was with a girl who could it be possibly any piece of dominant or even remotely call a soft stud or anything like that. Oh my God. Jesus. The earth has to end because she's not secure in herself. Anyway. No one showed up. So I kept doing it. So one day I had bought this Jeep. This man had this Jeep in front of his house, and it was like the painting was like, it was all messed up with like that old paint that they scrubbed everything off of it, and it was just like the base, I guess that's how you say it, and it needed some part in there. And so I was like, how much you would sell it to me for? So he gave it to me for a good price. So I got everything that needed to be done, under the hood. I got it painted by her friend who was a mechanic. One day I wake up because she told me not to go back around. And I was like, psh. I kept doing it. My car is gone. It's gone. So I call the police and I report my car, stolen. And one of her friends, actually, a guy who liked me, he's like, don't tell her. My dumb young ass, I told her eventually. So stupid. Y'all don't, when y'all have people who be having y'all back, I don't care if you're young or not. Let me teach you something right now, because I was too stupid. When somebody come and try to help you and tell you like that person doing something, don't tell them. Don't fucking tell them. They trying to help you. They trying to have your back. You have to know when people are trying to have your back. Don't do that. Don't expose them. Okay? They see that you a good person, or they see that you being done wrong. So if they come and tell you that that person did XYZ, don't go expose them. Okay? Just FYI, I'm telling y'all so y'all can learn. I learned the hard way. So he tells me, he said, don't tell her. She got, oh boy, which was the mechanic who had actually fixed my car up, to steal your car, take it to this abandoned land, and he blew it up. He put gasoline on and blew it up. And he said to show you that I'm telling the truth, when you see him, look at his eyebrow, because the fire hit him in the face and it burned off part of his eyebrow. Show the freaking enough. He wasn't lying. I got mad and I was like, so you gonna steal my car and blow my car up and this and that, such and such told me. I still don't know if she did anything to that boy or what. Because, she knew people. Narcissists know a lot of people. And narcissists will lie to people to make them hate you and dislike you. I'm telling you right now, narcissists are the greatest liars of all. Like, they are good at lying. They will have people who was cool with you, who you ain't never did nothing wrong to. They will paint this picture to these people that they know, and they'll have people coming after your ass. They'll make up all kind of shit how people hate you. And that's eventually what she did. I guess that was part of, I didn't know what was called back then, the smear campaign. People started disliking me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, all of a sudden, and I was just like so oblivious to it all. Long story short, she would not leave me alone. Like, after all of that, just like, leave me alone. Move on with your life. Like, you broke up with me, or you cheated. I didn't caught you. You didn't play mind games. Oh, just leave me the fuck alone. Wouldn't leave me alone. Wouldn't leave me alone. Kept trying to play the mind games with me. Kept on trying to play the mind games with me. And then she came to well, actually, I ain't gonna lie. It didn't go out there. It's not that I'm trying to lie. I had to think about it. I called her on the phone. She was at work, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sick. I need to go to the hospital," because her people, which she called her cousins, when they weren't her biological cousins, it was the people that I told you that some of them that was staying in my house that was on drugs, XYZ. These people started coming clean out the woodwork. Like, they was like, "You're not crazy. She did do this. They would start telling me everything." And here they go again. Don't tell her. Dumbass. Anyway, so I'm like pissed, because then this was new stuff. And then remember when this happened, and then this was what she did. And this, like, they were like giving me like all the rundown, which was, it hurt so bad. Because I'm like, why would someone who say they love you cause that much pain in your life and know you suicidal and on medication because that you think that you're crazy and you're accusing somebody of something they didn't do, and they actually did. They actually were doing it. Like, I just didn't know such an evil like that, And I was like, I need to go to the doctor or whatever. And then when she came to my place, I started going off. I was like, yeah, I know you did such, and then this is what you did. It really, and then I was going to the hospital and the doctor and this and that, and you lied to me and such told me, and this and that, and I just was like full of these freaking emotions at the time. And so she started coming towards me, telling me, wait, no, hold on, because I was like, don't come towards me. It's just like I felt this something in me, like I couldn't control. Like, I was just like, it was, I don't know if anyone ever experienced when your emotions and everything, your hurt, your pain, your your realization how evil a person has really been to you, and causing the things they've caused in your life, like all of it came rushing at one time. And all I could say is don't come towards me. And I just didn't know what was about to happen. I just knew, like, I just did not want her to touch me because I felt like I was about to flip all the way cuckoo crazy for Cocoa Pops. Like, it was just a lot of emotions. And all I remember is her coming close to me to touch me. And it was like, I'm being honest with you, I had like some knives in a like wooden thing. And before I knew it, I blacked out. And then when I came to, she was holding her arm and it was bleeding. That's my truth. And on that note, let me say this. When people like go to court and they kill somebody or something like that, I'm not making it as an excuse. But blacking out is real. It's like now in the spiritual aspect, I get it now. It's when your demon side, your dark side takes completely control of you. Like, it does the work for you. I'm quite sure if she can go back, she probably would tell me that my eyes turned totally black. I would not deny that because I've already experienced that whole thing with the person in a relationship with eyes going black. That's a whole nother story when I got stabbed back. So yeah. So her arm was sliced, and I'm gonna be honest with you, immediately I was like, call the police on me. I bravo for me for being mature for that part, because most people ain't gonna do this shit. I'm like, I told her to call police. I said, I'm sorry. Like, I just did not know that it happened. Like, it was almost like the devil, the demon, the dark side inside of me took over, and it did it for me. And then it's like I waking back to reality, and then a good person was standing there, and it's almost like the devil will do your dirty work, but you're gonna be the one to pay for it if you're innocent, in the sense of innocent meaning like if you wouldn't feel all those emotions and all things that somebody had done to you and traumatized you with and all of that stuff, you probably wouldn't have done that stuff, but the devil, the demon, the dark side in you, like, fuck that. Yeah, you want to do dark stuff, we're going to do dark stuff. So that's what happened. So I told her to call police on me. I was willing to go to jail for what I did, take responsibility. And I do give myself credit because I was in my 20s. And most people are not going to do that. However, she says to me, that's love. Now that I'm older, I understand she was traumatized. She had things going on in her life, some type of abuse that caused her to be that way. She didn't open up to me about a lot of her traumas as a child, other than that she was in the juvenile system at an early age. I don't know things that she was doing. I know she used to steal and stuff like that, but I don't know the depths of her trauma. But even me not knowing what awareness was then, when she said that was love, something inside of me was like, that's not love. That is not love. That's trauma. That's trauma. That's not love. So I ended up bringing her to the hospital, and she told me to shut up, let her tell the story. So she made up this story, and there was a part of me that felt like I needed to just be responsible and regardless of all of the shit she did to me, to be responsible for it. But she didn't want me to. And that's the God honest truth. End up getting my karma later because I got stabbed. I almost died. And that's a whole nother narcissist relationship that I was in. Yay, right? How many I've been in? Majority of them. Yeah. Shit. Majority. I just don't think I was with one of them long enough for it to get that bad. I think I cut one of them out faster than staying with them for it to get that bad. But yeah, so that was that story for that relationship, my first. So I've already told you about my last narcissistic relationship. I've told you about the first one. And yeah, was my story for that one. So I guess I'll get on here tomorrow and continue to tell you about all of the other relationships I've been in that now I realize that was narcissistic abuse. And I'm still here, I'm still alive, learning my lessons, loving myself, aware, and it's not right. I mean, on both ends, I get, to all the narcissists out there, I get you got traumas. I get that you had maybe a hard life and, your childhood upbringing was you were the golden child, and even if you did wrong, you were made to feel like it was right, or that you couldn't do anything wrong, like you were outstanding child, even though you may have not been an outstanding child. And I understand that you may have been raised by a manipulative parent or family members to be, to be taught ways to manipulate others and hurt others. But somewhere in you, you have to realize and remember before that happened that that's not right, because you would not have wanted someone to do that to you. When you have someone that comes into your life that cares for you and love you and has been through the same traumas as you and experiences, but they didn't choose to do that. They didn't choose to treat you that way. You have to shine some type of light inside of you to know right from wrong, and that it's not okay. Take your power back to understand that what you were taught was wrong, and find your own you instead of the you that your parents or family members have taught you to be. Find your own voice, because it's not right. It's not right. And it's not right that you had to go through that as a child or whatever age you were, for someone to mentally abuse you or teach you manipulative ways or, all of that. It wasn't right. Or to teach you to, sell your body to get what you want from men or vice versa, whatever. It's not right. And no, you did not deserve it. But what you do with it now as an adult, now that you are knowing, and if you don't know, if you see my video, now you know, be responsible and accountable. That it's not right. You're projecting all that pain and hurt onto other people that don't deserve it. Do you do that to the people who actually taught you that? No. Did you tell your parents about themselves, how they hurt you, or your family members, how they were wrong? No. But then you'll do that to someone who's doing absolutely nothing to you, that's only trying to help you and love you. Think about that shit. Think about it. It's wrong. No matter how you look at it, it's wrong. It doesn't make you a good person, which you're probably not trying to be a good person, other than the mask that you constantly wear to make people think that you are. I'm just being 100 with you. You can't keep on using that same ass excuse, because some of the people that have come into your life, i.e. me, some of these people, been through the same damn childhood trauma, teenage traumas, all of that. And I didn't turn out, growing up trying to hurt people intentionally, or being manipulative, or I didn't do that. I said to myself, who do I want to be? Because what I experienced was wrong. What my family did to me was wrong. The abuse that I took from my mama was wrong. Family ain't family in. This is not how family treats family. I don't want to be a part of this family. And I moved on with my life. Why aren't you? Is it because you enjoy it? Is it because you like hurting people? Ask yourself that. Why? Why do you do what you do to people who are not doing anything to you? And why do you send people out to other people who actually have cared about you and create all these lies to your friends and people to make other people hate that person, when you know that person didn't do anything? If you were so confident in why you're being that person, why you have to lie to people about that person? Think about that. You shouldn't have to lie about somebody if it's the truth. Do you even know how to tell the truth? Ask yourself that. I love you, beautiful people. I'm getting off of here. I hope you learned something. I hope I taught you something. I hope I blessed you. I hope I made just a little bit more of a positivity in your life by showing you how to do it, what to do, that you're not crazy, that this is the type of relationships that some people are in, narcissistic relationship, understanding the other person's perspective, that yes, they do have traumas, but it still ain't right. Love yourself. Love yourself. Know your worth. Know that God loves you. And leave that relationship if they don't want to change. I love you, beautiful people. Bye. Mwah.